Hey there mamas, this is Lee with Creative Two-Time Mom, and today I want to talk to you about how we got rid of the Passy. So this being my third child, I was actually completely unprepared for the pacifier issue. My oldest child didn't take a pacifier. We tried for hardly any time at all because I thought, they need to suck the whole thing. He kept spitting it out, and I finally got to the point where I thought, why am I pushing this? He doesn't care, and I'm just gonna have to break the habit later on. So the oldest did nothing. My second child, I learned from the first one. I thought, I'm not even gonna try the pacifier, and of course she was a perfect baby, and at a year old she found her thumb. Why she waited that long, I'll never know, and it was a struggle ever since then. So with the third one, of course, new experience. None of your kids can ever possibly follow the same pattern, right? So he came to us loving the pacifier. And I kept in the back of my mind thinking, when am I going to get rid of this? How am I going to get rid of this? I have no idea. I heard all those horror stories about pacifiers. So one day, I finally decided. We were at a point where we had no trips planned to see family because all of our family is out of town. We had just come back from Easter, and I didn't want to do it before then because I knew we would be staying with another family and I wanted him to sleep well. So when we came back from Easter, and I started about a week ahead of time telling him 6 more days and the pacifier is going away, 5 more days and the pacifier is going away, and I gave him the option. I said, we can throw them away or we can send him to another baby. Now, he is, at that time, he was just over 2.5, and so he completely understood this conversation. He got it. And I said, we can, throw him in the trash, or we can send him to a baby. My thought was I would just collect them, maybe put them in an envelope or something, I didn't know, and tell him that I sent them to the baby hospital or something. So in his mind, he immediately goes, oh, baby Dean. And that is his younger cousin. The boys are 1.5 years apart. And so it's just enough of an age difference. He feels like his younger cousin is still a baby. So I said, oh, perfect. We'll send him to baby Dean. That was his, thought process. So finally the day came. And I thought, I will hold on to one, and we will start taking them away at nap time first. Well, that lasted less than a day because I took it away at nap time. He slept beautifully, had his blanket, and just went right down for a nap. That night, I had one on reserve, and he's like, no, we're sending those to baby Dean. And so he didn't even want it, and he slept beautifully for 2 days. Then it kind of hit him that they were really gone. And it didn't turn into this dramatic thing. What actually happened with him was he would no longer sleep. He couldn't settle his body or his brain down enough to relax. And so he would lay in bed and for like an hour, 1.5 hours at nap time every day and just talk to himself. Now, I'm a firm believer in nap time, so at 2.5, I was not ready to give up this nap. And at bedtime, it was even worse. He shares a room with my 8-year-old, and the poor 8-year-old was coming out saying, I can't sleep because he won't be quiet. So we had to find a way to kind of help him relax. After about 3 days of this craziness and me and my son pulling our hair out trying to think of something, I thought, what if I just take the computer in there, the laptop in there, turn on Pandora, and turn on classical music? Instant. He had been talking in his crib for 45 minutes. He instantly got quiet. So I thought, wow, we might be onto something here. Now, I've always used a sound machine with the kids when they were babies, but his broke at about 1.5 years, and I hadn't replaced it. So I found the radio function on my older son's alarm clock and turned it on, and it's perfect. In fact, he's in there napping right now. We turn it on K-Love or the jazz station or something that's just super soothing. I turn it down really low, and I turn the fan on because it's the summer, and he goes right to sleep. it's perfect. That's what worked for us. Giving the passies to baby Dean, which I still have them, and turning on music, and that was just exactly what he needed. And he has his lovey, he has his blanket that he calls Huggy, and those are the things that he needs. Now, breaking mommy of the pacifier habit might be a little bit harder because I have kept these pacifiers in the back of the pantry, and I don't know what to do with them. Not sending them to baby Dean, and it's more of like my comfort issue of like, if he chooses not to sleep for a week, I have a full stash of them. I don't know. So do you have any ideas? What did you do with your pacifiers when your kids were done? Did you just trash them? I am so nervous to actually get rid of these things. Even though it's been 3.5 months, I'm still really nervous to throw them away. So tell me, how did you break your child with a pacifier? How did that work for you? What are your tips and tricks? Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you later. See you later, mamas.